Oh my god. So fast, so difficult, so challenge. Hey everybody, Dylan here from the Tech Dork Times, and yes, I'm wearing the same shirt as I was on Monday, because this is the same day. That's right, I'm talking to you from the past. Isn't that cool? YouTube for the win. Today we're talking all about No Man's Sky Origins version 3.0. We're doing a beginner's guide gameplay walkthrough for No Man's Sky, and nothing much has really changed with this update as far as the beginning of the game, but I just thought it was a good time to do a video like this because there's probably a lot of new people jumping back into the game either for the first time or for the first time in a long time. But if we're just meeting for the first time, then my name's Dylan and I want to welcome you to the Tech Dork Times, a place for dorks from all walks of life to celebrate gaming, tech, and all things awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by, and let's get into the video. So I don't know if you've already seen the video from Monday, but definitely check that out here. I go over all the patch notes and just give you an indication of what's going on in No Man's Sky with version 3.0. But that was originally supposed to be lumped in with this video, and it was just going to be one big, epically long No Man's Sky Origins bonanza. What is a bonanza? It's a bonanza! Obviously, that's not what happened. I decided that both segments were a little too long, so I cut them up, and I now have a No Man's Sky themed last week of September, so I hope you enjoy that. We're going to jump into the game in 2 seconds, but just before we do, if you are excited about No Man's Sky, definitely leave a comment below. Let me know what your favorite features are from the patch note video that I mentioned, and let me know if you're enjoying the game and how long you've been playing the game for. Were you a day oneer, or have you just recently picked up the game, or are you somewhere in between? Let me know in the comments, and let's jump into this walkthrough. And we're going to start a brand new game. Isn't that exciting? There are a few options here just for anyone who's interested. Creative mode is like, nothing bad can happen. Permadeath is for crazy people. If you're crazy, I love you, and do it. Survival is like permadeath, but you don't die for good, but it's still as hard as permadeath, so yeah. Normal is probably where you want to go, especially if you're just playing for the first time, so we're going to go normal. And just for anyone who's curious while we're loading into this, the whole premise is you get dropped on a random planet and you have to survive, get your ship up and running, and unravel the mysteries of the universe. I stumbled there because it's such an epic quest. But yeah, the game itself actually does a very good job of holding your hand through what to do. There are some tutorials in it, but like I said, I noticed as I was prepping for this video and trying a new save, it's not necessarily intuitive. There were some things I just remembered from playing for 40 hours or whatever that, anyways, I hope this is helpful. Let me know if it is. This is a pretty great way to vomit in your mouth if you just spin around like this, so little beginner's guide tip: if you want to throw up, just do this a lot and you'll puke. I promise you'll puke. Nice little epic beginning to this game. And like I said, this is a completely random planet, so especially if you're playing in permadeath mode, you can get dropped on just a vicious planet and it's next to impossible to get out, but at least in normal it's a little more forgiving. So the name of the game here, for anyone, I'm assuming anyone watching this, is it's all about resource gathering and building more complex machinery and equipment with less complex building blocks sort of thing. So you'll see what I mean as the first thing we have to do, I believe, is repair our mining beam, I think, or maybe the mining beam is ready. Oh, they put me in first person mode. So that's a good thing to actually start with here. Oh no, we're not first person. But for the purpose of talking about this. So you'll see in the bottom left, it tells you the weather, how many sentinels, which are like these bad robots, how much flora, how much fauna. So anytime you land on a planet, it gives you that information. But yeah, if you wanted to play in first person, you can press down on the D-pad and go over to utilities, and you can change your camera view to first person. I like third person in this game, but no judgment if you like first person. So first things first, like I said, it does a pretty good job of walking you through. We need to do a scan to find sodium. So if we scan, there is, our scanner is broken. So we need ferrite dust. Ferrite dust is one of the most abundant resources in this game. It's probably in all of these things. Nope, that's carbon. These are ferrite maybe? Yeah, ferrite right here. You know that because when you hover over it, obviously it says ferrite. So right trigger operates your mining beam. And we're just going to mine from these things until we have enough ferrite. Little pro tip in this game, I always over mine for things because sometimes you need more than one of something. Also, this was kind of a weird drop-in because that's a sodium plant right there. I know that just because they're always yellow. and glow like that, but you might not know that. So, oh right, we need 75, so I don't have enough yet. Where are more of these? There. We'll mine this. Also, another thing about this is when you're mining, as that white bar goes up, your beam starts to overheat, but as it gets hotter, it mines quicker. So if you kind of just play around with keeping it in that zone and just letting off the throttle around there, you can mine more quickly. Just something to keep in mind. But we have enough ferrite. So we are going to go to our menu using the back tool or whatever, and we are going to repair this by hovering over it and just pressing A, and then hovering over here and pressing A on the ferrite dust, and it's repaired. And so now we can scan, and it'll show that I already knew that that was sodium, but it'll show that that's sodium. And we're gonna have to hurry up because our life support is, or hazard protection is completely done. So it's gonna give us another objective, but I am gonna run and get some more sodium right now because this planet is pretty intense. Oh, we're going this way anyways. So as you repaired your scanner, I guess there was you caught a distress signal, so we're gonna go check that out. But first, just do this. This is a bit of a run here. Actually, that's not too far. Oh boy. So when you sprint or use your jetpack with the A button, that actually drains your critical, like your hazard support and your life support more quickly. And that's why there's 2 arrows next to that white life support bar, because whatever you're doing right now is draining your life support more quickly. And that's fine. You just need oxygen to repair that, and you can scan for oxygen and it'll show you like where that O2 is right there. That's oxygen, and we're gonna be going right there so we can pick that up along the way. But yeah, so right there, that's the first ship you get in this game. Look at that little beauty of a toy boat spaceship. It's a beautiful thing. So we're just gonna run over to this, and we're going to turn it on. I'll just skip through all the actual text because you can experience that for yourself. That's more fun. But we're going to broadcast here and skip through again. And it asks us to investigate the crashed ship. And this is our first ship, so that's exciting. Also, any sort of hazard stuff doesn't affect you when you're in your ship. So if you ever feel overwhelmed by like trying to survive and using a secondary group, you can jump into your ship and nothing, your life support won't go down, your hazard support won't go down, you're all good. Again, I'm going to skip through this, but it's going to tell us that we need to fix our pulse engine and our launch thrusters before we are able to launch. Just follow through. All right, so we can exit our ship now, and it's telling us to restore our launch thrusters. So it should indicate now, yeah. First thing we need is metal plating. So what we can do is we need 50 ferrite dust. So if we go to our, so this you can navigate from your multi-tool menu to your starship to your exosuit. I always like crafting things in my exosuit, but it doesn't really matter. So you need 50 to craft a metal plating here. And the way I brought this menu up was I just pressed A, and it brought up the menu. And I just press A on this because I have enough ferrite dust here. As I can see, I have 84. Press A, and I've got my metal plating. Now, if I navigate to my starship menu, you can see the pulse engine is highlighted because this is a pretty decent tutorial. And it's saying, if we press A, that there are 2 things we need, a hermetic seal and a metal plating. We just made the metal plating, so we can repair that piece. And it should exit that. But now we need a hermetic seal. So we're going to board the ship again. And again, I'm just going to skip through this because you can experience the story stuff on your own. So later in the game you can craft hermetic seals, but right now you can't. So right now we need to salvage a planetary chart from a distress beacon cache. which we will do. We'll go back to our little sad-looking buddy here. And we take a planetary chart, because just we were really lucky there was a planetary chart in there. So, you find these throughout the game. And as I was saying in the patch notes, if you're looking for a colossal building, you use a planetary chart for that. So you press X on that, and it'll create this sort of radar and find something of interest for you. In this case, it's going to show us where a hermetic seal is. And that's actually not that far. Sorry, my Discord is being silly. Running around like a drunkie. My apologies. Okay. I should say, too, that I don't think this is the best indication of what the game actually plays like, because once your ship's repaired, you can fly everywhere. You don't need to run all over the place. A little pro tip, actually. Right now is a good time to get dihydrogen crystals if you run across them on your travels, because you are going to need them in 2 seconds. So you might as well pick them up if you see them along your way. And yeah, a lot of people talk. Oh, so here's sorry. Watch the clouds right now. Watch them roll in as the storm comes in. Oh my goodness. Isn't that just the coolest thing? I honestly can't get over that. Like, it feels like you're on a real freaking planet. Oops, sorry. Look at those. And we're just gonna get walloped by radiation now. That's not fun, but the clouds are pretty cool. Yeah, so with storms, your hazard protection goes down more quickly, so we're just going to top that up. And actually, don't freak out too much with storms, because you can always go into a building, and we're about to get to a building, so we're fine. But also, if you see any sodium along the way, then that's good. But what are we? We're kind of far, actually. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. If you're in a position like this where you are kind of far from a building, then just hope for the best. Once the scanner's recharged, we'll check for more sodium, though. Anything? There is some over there, but then we're going out of the way. I think it makes more sense to just run over here. We might actually have some trouble here, but we'll make it. It's just we might lose a little bit of health, and that's okay. It's all part of exploring the great wide open. Again, pick up a little bit more of this. Oh boy, that's hitting us pretty hard. But we're gonna go in here now and we're fine. So we can just rest here, health will recover, and pick up this thing here. And skip through this. And there's going to be like something in the fabrication slot or whatever it's called. And it's a hermetic seal, just what we need. Talk about luck. Am I right? Oh, that's good. Also, if you're hurt, you can restore your shield there. But yeah, let your hazard protection recover indoors, and then we're going to make a run for it. Oh, look at that rainbow. That is No Man's Sky in a nutshell. Running through a radiation storm, and there's a freaking awesome rainbow. Come on. Oh, right. We need our analysis visor. So we need carbon nanotubes, which require carbon, I believe. So if we go to our multi-tool here, like it's upgraded, here, press X. It says we need carbon nanotubes to build this, right? So if we check here, we need 50 carbon to build a carbon nanotube. Again, I get there just by pressing A and just scrolling through my potentially craftable items. So we know we need 50 carbon, so we need to find something with carbon. Anything that looks like a plant more than likely has carbon in it. So, little pro tip for you. So there's like a ton of, oops, that was a plant that did not like us. So now we need our analysis visor fixed. So we're going to press X here, analysis visor, and just like we were, oh no, we didn't make the carbon nanotubes yet. Go here, craft a product with A, go down to the carbon nanotubes, build them. And now we're going to go back here, and we're going to insert and install. And that's happiness. It's happiness right there. So now we can use our, with left trigger, we can use our analysis visor to find anything of interest, like deposits of minerals or unknown buildings, all kinds of cool stuff, or crops. Crops are another one. But we can see our ships right here. So I'm going to run back there. Probably going to skip the video forward. I'm just running in a straight line and picking up dihydrogen along the way, because like I said, you're going to need a little bit, so it's just good to pick up at least, what do we have right now? Yeah, 50 is more than enough. All right, we are back at our beautiful ship that is no longer sparking, so progress. And I guess it wants, I didn't realize it's trying to teach you how the analysis visor works. So you can actually look at anything in the environment and like learn about minerals and stuff like this. You can get ferrite dust from. And so if you scan it, it gives you all sorts of information on the left about it. And you get units for it too. So it's a cool little like exploration piece of it. But anyways, we're back at the Starship. And we want to fix the... Oh, one thing I actually wanted to mention about this right now. If you're ever confused about what to do next and like your waypoint isn't showing you what you want to get to, then just make sure you have highlighted on your log here, which is if you press the start button, the right mission. So right now we want to return to the ship, repair the pulse engine, I'm sorry. So we want to make sure that's highlighted so it's indicating that to us. It's a weird system where you need to be tracking that quest for it to work. So there's some quests that the waypoints won't show up unless you are, or what you need to do won't show up unless that quest is being tracked. So just keep that in mind if you're stuck. So we're going to repair the pulse engine now because we have the hermetic seal. Pulse engine should be fixed. Cool. Now we need to fix the launch thruster, and this is where we learn a little bit about refining materials and crafting bigger materials. So first thing is, the reason I told you to get some dihydrogen is the first thing we need is dihydrogen jelly, which is something we can just craft. So 40 dihydrogen is all you need. Press A over that. We have that. Go to the Starship, your launch thrusters, and we're going to install that. Cool. But now we need a more complex ingredient, which is pure ferrite. And we get pure ferrite from refining, as it's saying right here, just ferrite dust. So what we're going to need to do is create a portable refiner, which requires 50 ferrite dust. So we know from our travels so far that we're looking for these little pillar things. And there's a helpful little counter in the bottom when your quest is tracking something. So we need metal plating. And now we need to construct... Oh no, we need oxygen first, which, lo and behold, it's right here. Sometimes you do have to run out of your way if the planet you spawn on is kind of crap, but that's okay. Perfect. So now, this is where we get our first taste of building things. So what we're going to do is press up on the D-pad, and this is the only thing in our building recipe now, but this is where you navigate your catalog of building stuff. So we have everything we need for this. We're going to press right trigger and make the refiner. And we're going to take some carbon, which we happen to have some left over. If you don't have any left over, just go grab more. And then we are going to refine ferrite dust into pure ferrite. And we actually need 50, so we're going to need to go gather some more. You can just leave your refiner there. We're going to need to go get some more ferrite, which is easy right here. I don't know what's going on with this camera right now. And I'm pretty sure we're going to run out of... Yeah, so your mining beam needs to be recharged every once in a while. And it requires carbon as well. So we're just going to go over here. If your mining beam is out, you can press the right bumper to just melee things and collect what you need. So now we have a bunch of carbon. We can recharge that. and go back to mining our ferrite. Oh, we still need more. My goodness. Okay, we got all of it. And also, by the way, I think the game gets much less tedious as you go along, as you get more access to more equipment and stuff. It's just in the beginning they want to make sure you understand. There's a reason that some of these basic things are more tedious, is so that you really understand how the systems work, and it just gets easier as you go. So we have the pure ferrite. And actually, we are not going to need this again. We can just dismantle that. And you get all the materials back. So now you actually have one in your inventory that you can just drop whenever you want. And I highly recommend having a portable refiner in your exosuit inventory at all times, because then you can just drop it and refine anything that you need. So now let's drop the pure ferrite in. And that's it. Your ship is repaired, which is pretty cool. We can launch. It comes with a little bit of fuel in it already from your launch thrusters. So we're going to shoot up into the sky, the great unknown. And here we are in our first system that we discovered, even cooler. Most systems you will discover because there's so many of them. But it's going to ask you to do a few things. Test your flight controls, so just hold right trigger until it recognizes that you've been holding right trigger. It takes a couple seconds. Now do your boost, which is B, and then pulse engine. This never gets old. It's like light speed. Oh, by the way, the same button that you use down pad. Oh, wait. I'm going to skip this because it's story related. Just listen. And you can choose what you want. A little bit of RPG action there. So you're going to get some coordinates here, and this is almost where we're going to end this. So it's going to show you a signal source at a planet nearby, and you're just going to go to that signal source. But as we're heading there, and you see on the right there, it tells you how long it's going to take to get there. As we're heading there, if you hit down on the D-pad again, you can toggle your view of your starship as well, in case you want to do third person like that. I kind of like first person in the starship, though, because you get to see all the toggles and buttons in your ship and see how much fuel you have left and stuff. I like that better, but your call. So here we are. This is the best thing about this game, just landing on new planets. So cool. I've done this a million times, and it's still really awesome. So we're going to land here through the clouds. And when you want to land, just aim where you want to land and press X, and it'll do it for you. Some more beautiful clouds for you. And so that is just showing me that a sentinel is nearby. So if you mine anything when a sentinel, that like white thing that was just up there, the arrow, that one right there, that arrow there, it will come after you and try to kill you. So don't mine anything. But now that we've landed, we're just going to go to this thing. And it's going to do some more story stuff, which we're going to skip through. And this is the beginnings of learning how to build a base. It's going to walk you through all that. So this is going to give you the base computer as a part to build, and that allows you to start building your base. And it's also going to give you the blueprint for a terrain manipulator. Just follow, it's 2 carbon nanotubes and a dihydrogen jelly. And you get your terrain manipulator, which allows you to start mining and stuff like that. So I'm going to leave it there. You can just keep following the tutorial from there. Hopefully that was helpful. I don't want to, hold your hand through the whole thing. And if you want a second part to this, I'm happy to do it. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of these. But that'll get you started in the game, I think. So we're going to leave it there. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else to mention. No, I think we're good. I'm going to leave it there. We'll see you in the next video. Okay, so that was the first 20 minutes of No Man's Sky. I hope that was helpful. It's not a terribly complicated game, and like I said in the actual walkthrough, the game does a pretty good job of giving you tutorial missions to help you. I got stuck on the T there. Tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lip. The game definitely does a good job of walking you through all of the different mechanics at play, but those first 20 minutes can be a little rough, especially if you drop into like a really difficult planet to start off. I am personally so excited about No Man's Sky Origins. I'd been playing it a lot already before this update dropped, but that just makes me even more more excited, so I hope you guys are excited too. If you like this video, make sure to like the video and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. We post tech guides, game reviews, and we're putting a particular focus on Xbox Game Pass, covering the best games, underappreciated titles, and everything in between to help you maximize your subscription. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay dorky.